the other big story, the other big debate, of course, is two historic bills, the drafts of which have been finalized by the Sonia Gandhi-led National Advisory Council. One is the historic Food Security Bill and also the controversial Bill Against Communal Violence. Just look at the key points and why the National Advisory Council's drafts are being approved, and Team Anna says, why aren't theirs?
It could be a landmark law, one that guarantees food to 3/4 of India's population. The Sonia Gandhi-led National Advisory Council has cleared its version of the National Food Security Bill. Despite the government's objection, the National Advisory Council stuck to its position for sharing food grains to the general category as well. So while the poorest, the below poverty line families will get 35 kgs of grain, heavily subsidized at about 1 to 3 rupees per kg, the general category will get 20 kgs, but only partly subsidized.
Prime Minister's Advisory Council had given us their comments on the earlier version that was debated, and finally whatever was decided by National Advisory Council was put out on the website of the National Advisory Council.
Another controversial draft cleared by Team Sonia today has been toned down. In the proposed Prevention of Communal Targeted Violence Bill, they have removed the bits the BJP objected to, notably references to the secular fabric of the government and the clauses which gave the centre law and order powers over the state. Now Sonia Gandhi will be writing to the Prime Minister. In the past, the government has more or less accepted the proposals for new laws sent by the NAC, like the RTI Act, the Job Guarantee Act. That's in stark contrast to the tough negotiations Team Anna faced for the Lokpal. So are there different standards for different civil rights groups, one for Team Sonia and one for the rest?
I think NAC has the support of Mrs. Gandhi. She is the most powerful person, and that is the difference, I suppose.
The NAC is an advisory group, and we keep repeating this, and it should be. The Prime Minister and its advice can be accepted and not accepted. So that is completely the government's prerogative.
By getting these two bills cleared, Sonia Gandhi is trying to lead by example and set the agenda for the government. The ball is now in the government's court. And this time round, they will have to give a lot of explanation for rejecting Sonia Gandhi's proposals, unlike in Team Anna's case. In New Delhi, with Anchal Vora, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
Why is it that, one group of civil society is accepted, their drafts are accepted? Why is it that the Lokpal draft, by the Team Anna as it's being called, why isn't that being accepted? Are there double standards? Well, joining me for more on that, Jayanti Natarajan is still with us. I'm also joined by Mr. Harsh Mander, who's a member of the National Advisory Council and one of the key architects of that historic Right to Food Bill. I'm also joined by Kiran Bedi, who's a part of Team Anna, and Arvind Kejriwal, who's part of Team Anna and as well a member of the committee which is drafting the Lokpal Bill. Mr. Mander, let me go across to you first. Congratulations, because it really has been a huge achievement to get this draft of the Food Security Bill through, and there's been so much back and forth with the government on it. Are you happy with the bill today? It's not universal, it's not universalizing PDS, which the NSC had originally wanted.
Yeah, it's still. I think it's still a historic bill in many ways. There are very few countries anywhere in the world where we're making it the duty of the government to ensure that no person sleeps hungry and no one is malnourished. And I think it's really important and historic. It has a lot of what we want. It has, responsibilities for child nutrition, for maternal nutrition, for the destitute, for the homeless, and substantial coverage of the population by for subsidized food grain. Right. So I think it is really significant.
And of course, it's a draft at this point. It will now go to the cabinet. But Kiran Bedi, many will point to the contrast. They're saying this is a process of consultation. It involved civil society groups. It involved public feedback. It was on their website for consultation. This is the way it should go about it. Why are we looking at farce? Why are we looking at what some are terming as theatrics?
You know, this is a bill which, the Jan Lokpal bill, is one of the maximum participated bill ever you can have in the history of India, where through the website we almost had the 15th draft or even the 16th, because the moment we made a draft, we put it on a website called India Against Corruption. People totally participated. But then we didn't only go through the technology route. We've tested it through workshop after workshop in the length and breadth of this country.
Right.
And then put it across to the government. But if government's mind is already made up, what do? If they do not truly want an independent anti-corruption authority, they will not let it happen.
But is a farce the only option?
Where else? Tell me, nothing else mattered. Nothing else worked before Anna finally threatened a fast. Nothing else mattered. Nobody took cognizance of it, including our Honorable Prime Minister. The only condition, when he met the Prime Minister, he said, fast mein mat jao, baki baat kar lenge. Lekin there were no timelines and nothing. Nobody, in fact, when we were sending this draft to many government officers, Sonia, you would be surprised. Every time they wanted another copy, the earlier copy had been lost.
NDTV's Cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.